Welcome folks to already the 8th out of 10 special projects builds that I'm doing this week, this time for a car which is another of the 3 out of the week that I did the design for myself, because I couldn't really find a design anyone else had done that quite looked how I wanted it to look. So I've done 5 different versions of this, 5 different colours. You can of course find them with the link below. I've done a two-tone white with a black roof, black bonnet, like you can see here. I can see that one being quite popular out of the 5. And then I've done a solid blue, black, orange, and red. So if I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure I used all Dodge colours, so that it was that much more authentic. As far as the spec, as you can see, is a monster. Over 600 points, 800 horses, over 2 tons. So I tried to make it as accurate to real life as we could be in terms of the spec. And of course, it's already a crazy car to begin with. And this is, it goes without saying, a replica of the Hellcat Redeye. So in terms of actual parts, we've gone for the sports pads, because of course it's a road car at the end of the day. You don't want it to feel too good. We've got the sports hard tyres. As far as club sports, we've got the sports brakes, and then as far as the ballast, you will need that to actually increase the weight a little bit. As far as the semi-racing stuff, I did fit the semi-racing silencer, but you don't need it, because even though I said it is a road car, I did end up having to fit the race silencer, because visually it's a bit closer, the sound is suitably crazy, and also to get it to the right power level. It's not ideal, but it's what we've got. Likewise with the supercharger, I've gone for the low end, or, I've purchased the low end. And as far as to go back to semi-racing for a second, we've got the semi-race clutch, the fully customized diff. As far as the racing stuff, we have the intercooler, the air filter, as I said, the racing silencer. And then as far as the rest down here, just the fully customized suspension and nothing else. And then as far as extreme, nothing there fitted either. So it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple build. Much like with the Evo, it's one of those that's quite easy to do. You will need to fit the wide body in order to fit my design on it, at least. It's quite a subtle wide body from a lot of angles, because it's not as obvious as some others, but obviously the real Redeye does have a wide body, so it's appropriate to do it. As far as the tuning itself, you've got your sports hards fitted, of course. As far as the suspension, I would recommend 110mm for the back, 104 on the front, and that's to make it look visually correct. Not too low, not too high, and also the right kind of difference between the front and the back end. 4 on anti-roll, 30 for compression, 40 for expansion on the dampers, 2.5 for the frequency, only 1 degree of camber. As far as the toe, we've got it towed in 10 on the rear, towed out 10 on the front. And as you'll see when you use this tune yourself, it's more so designed to be certainly quick, but also just fun more than anything else. It's not a race car at the end of the day. It's a 2-ton, 800 horsepower super saloon. So as far as the diff, we've got halfway on initial torque, 50 for acceleration, and then halfway again on braking. As far as the NOS, of course that isn't fitted. Likewise with the transmission, I've left it with the, 8-speed, I believe, standard one. The power is not touched, the ECU is not touched, or fitted for that matter. You will need a hefty 111 kilos of ballast, which I've put 5% toward the rear, giving us that 54-46 split. The reason why I've gone for that exact amount, 2091 kilos, is because, at least from what I could find online, that seems to be the weight of the car. And different places will doubtless say different things, so if you want to use a different reference, absolutely go for it. As far as the downforce, unsurprisingly, that's not really factoring in. We have the race intercooler, the low-end supercharger, and you can see all of the other parts that I've fitted there. So as far as even down here, there's really nothing done at all, so it's a very simple tune. Now, of course, if we jump out to the track at Watkins Glen on this particular occasion, you'll be able to see what it can do in practice. Like I said, though, this is one of those builds. Last month I did a couple like this month a couple like this. They're not designed for racing, they're not designed to break lap records, they're just designed to do 2 things really. One, to replicate a rough idea of what that car could or would feel like if it were in the game. And of course, above all else, to just be fun. So for somebody who wants to have more fun or try something different from a car that they already love, like the Charger, then give it a try. You can replicate at least what the Hellcat would feel like in this form, instead of the existing already very fast form that we have in the game. So if you give it a try, I hope you have a ton of fun with it. You could use it to race with if you fancied it. It depends on if you want to change up some of the settings or the tyres or whatever. And of course, jump to the link down below. It will take you to my community page where you can pick whichever colours of it you like. So give it a try. Of course, check out the other builds that I've done this week for pack number 2. And of course, stick around for more. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.